Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, Sonic Yoda from SEGADriven.com, and welcome back to the Sonic Hacking Contest 2021 coverage on Sega Driven. This video we're taking a look at Sonic Vintage, developed by ZachmanAwesomeness. Now this is a strange little Sonic Mania mod where it's trying to re-input beta and prototype elements from classic Sonic stages into Sonic Mania, but expanding them in the way that Sonic Mania does by creating these big stages that sort of evolve and move in their own directions, but still riffing on elements from like prototype versions of Green Hill, Chemical Plant. Yeah, so it's an interesting concept, but I don't know if it really works too well, unfortunately. I think the stage design is pretty solid all around, and that helps that it's drawing from, you know, stage designs by Sonic Team themselves. So, for example, Green Hill very much plays out like a really big version of Green Hill that amalgamates lots of zones into one act, you know? So it's pretty impressive how much stage is here to explore in any given act. Yeah, like I say, they sort of amalgamate acts into one act, which is a really fun idea, which I don't think I've seen anybody else sort of tackle, to be honest with you. It's nice to see, you know, basically acts 1 and 2 of a stage like sewn together and played out like one big act. It's really fun, honestly. I've never seen something like that done before, and I've got to give the mod props for doing something like that, because I think that's really interesting and different. However, I just don't feel like it has the wow factor of something, you know, a little bit more original. They've obviously used the original tile sets as well. There isn't as much of the high colour sort of like tile sets that you see in Sonic Mania, because they're very much trying to bring it back to the look of the prototype versions, and you'll see that with certain little additions, certain scenery that they've drawn from prototype versions of Sonic 1, and that's fun, but at the same time it's like, if you've got all this screen real estate and no limitations to colour palette, then I don't know, I just kind of want to see more of that, to be honest with you. I feel like using Sonic Mania to then sort of downgrade it doesn't quite work for me personally. I think I would have liked something a little bit more feature rich. And while I'm into, you know, taking prototype versions of stages and taking those elements and putting them back into a Sonic game, I feel like the real draw in that concept would be to like bring back deleted stages, or, you know, stages that have a larger disparity between their final versions, you know. I would have liked to have seen, for example, the prototype version of Labyrinth Zone, which has a completely different background to the final version of the game. Nice to have seen that expanded, but that's not here, unfortunately. I would have liked to have seen, you know, some prototype stages from Sonic 2, like Wood Zone and Genocide City Zone and Dust Hill and things like that, like reinterpreted and put into this. But again, those don't appear. It's very much riffing on existing stages and ROM dumps that already exist, you know. So there are obviously prototype ROM dumps of Sonic 1 and 2 out there, so that's kind of what gets drawn on. Although there is a Stardust Speedway demo in here as well, and I know there obviously are prototype versions of Sonic CD kicking around there as well. So yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't feeling this one, to be honest with you. It felt like an interesting idea, but the execution at the moment is a bit, I don't know, just a bit underwhelming, unfortunately. I wanted a little bit more from this, and it just didn't give it to me. But like, you know, it's difficult to judge a work when I want something else from it that the developer is not trying to go for at the moment. It's very much like this. The goal of this mod was to take existing prototype stages and sort of expand them out into these big Sonic Mania stages where they're sort of like 2 acts stitched together, and include those prototype elements that got deleted from the final versions of the stages. And I think, you know, for the most part, it's doing that pretty well. It's basically achieving the goal it set out for. But I just don't know if that's enough for me in this day and age. I think there's a lot more interesting, a lot more feature-rich Sonic Mania mods out there, and this just felt a bit lacking by comparison.